says just accept that you are now gods and the echo is a side effect.
Yeah. Right. Let's see if anybody can come back. Right. Let's restart that. Let's hope people come back.
Well, it was Tafona and Stuplum, so I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
If anyone can hear us, if you can confirm if we're still echoing.
Well, that was weird. I've never, of all the times I've been doing that. I've never had that come up before.
Can you tell if it's better now?
Smiler Rainbow. Smile has found us. Shall I replay the intro? Shall I just start again?
Yeah, why not?
Let's just start again.
Sean says it's all good.
I'm gonna replay the intro. Let's pretend that just didn't happen, and
Okay.
let's go again whilst people are joining. Space,
Smiler
the
says
final
we've got right
frontier.
thumbnail.
This is a review show for Star Trek: The Next Generation. Its continuing mission to explore interesting plot points, to seek out goofs and continuity errors, to boldly go where no other TNG review show has gone before. It's Wednesday. It's 8 minutes past 8. It's the TNG review show. Yay! We're here.
We are indeed.
I don't know what the heck happened to that. That was just, a mess. But Streamlabs went crazy there. But yes, we're here. It is Wednesday. It is pretty much 8 o'clock. We're here with another episode of TNG. As Chewie, the good boy, is not being such a good boy. It's just going to be one of those nights, isn't it, really? Quite frankly. You temporarily became gods. Thank you, Tavana.
The echo is a side effect.
Yeah.
You had your God voice.
Yeah.
Voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we are here to talk about Season 4's TNG episode Legacy this evening. So hopefully you're all here. You've watched the episode. You've taken some notes. I'm just going to shut Chewie up. Bear with me a minute.
And I think we've got in chat so far Sean and Tavonna and hopefully Stu Plum found us again and Smiler Rainbow, which is all kinds of good. If you're also in chat and you haven't given us a shout out yet, let us know.
Yeah. Right. How was your week been so far, Mazza McBob?
Yeah, it's been busy from a work perspective. Haven't really gotten out as much as I would like to enjoy the sunshine, but yeah, it's been productive.
Yeah, I've been spending most of the day today, yesterday in the vault, in the vault here. So, yeah.
I get to see it from a nice bay window, but I don't actually get to be out in it. But
Yeah.
it's a nice view.
Yeah. Firstly, a couple of bits of news. So here we're talking about Legacy this week. Next week, we're talking about the episode reunion, and we're having an open mic episode. So we'll be posting a link to the studio. So if you want to come on the stream and talk to us about that episode or anything else, you'll be able to come and meet us and be on the show yourself. So anybody that wants to join in next week, open mic night at the TNG review show next Wednesday for the episode reunion.
It's a good episode as well.
It's a pretty good episode. It's one of the Klingon story episodes. So yeah, if you like the Klingon lore, come and chat to us about it next week. This week there's lots of questions. So there's going to be the standard 6 questions that you get every act, and then after the standard questions, there's going to be an additional question, which is going to be just fastest fingers first. Sorry, Stu Plum, and and the first person to get it right will get the points. So
and don't worry about deleting any typos, Stu Plum. Just
go
with it.
Just go with it. Go with it. Yeah. Klingon lore, cyborg lore was enough trouble, says Sean. Yeah. Okay. So this evening, we are here to talk about Legacy. Lore is a trigger word for Tavonna.
Yeah,
we know that one.
Her second beloved.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so yes, Legacy. It's the episode is episode 6 of season 4. Its production number is 40274-180. It was first aired on the 29th of October 1990. It's the 79th episode to be both produced and released. Now it says 79th, but that's because there it's counting the first episode, Encounter at Farpoint, as one. But as the production number says, 180. This is actually the 80th episode if you take the two Encounter at Farpoint as 2 episodes, as 2-parter. Which means this episode is where TNG passes the original Star Trek in episode numbers.
And that's also if you don't include the unaired Cage, in which case it would have equaled it rather than beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is where TNG catches Star Trek and becomes the more prolific in terms of episode numbers.
They had a bit of a the cast and crew had a little party apparently to commemorate the occasion.
Oh, did they?
And it was widely publicised on sort of media at the time that, it had greater longevity. It had gone further, and I guess, sort of saying this isn't just like a redo of an old thing. This has become a big thing in its own right.
It was written by Joe Minowski, and this is his first of 16 writing credits for TNG. He's a freelance writer who became a writer-producer in the 3rd season of Voyager. Apparently, he's one of the most prolific hiders of the 47s. Because it stems from his university days or something, where he had the 47 Club or something like that. Yeah. It's directed by Robert Shearer. This is his 6th of 11 writing credits. The last one directing credits. His last one being Tin Man. Who wants to see the trailer again?
Me.
Yes, you do.
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, no, we didn't want to do that. No, go away. Go over here. Oop. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. You'll just have to imagine you can hear the sound.
Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation, a shocking discovery on a forgotten planet. A mysterious link to the past captivates the crew.
I'm Tasha's sister.
Is she a comrade in distress?
It's not how I intend to die.
Or a murderess in disguise?
Her loyalties are clearly divided, Captain.
Find out who the real Ishara Yar is on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Star Trek: The Next Generation. Yep. Who is that Ishara Yar? It's a pretty good. It is a pretty good trailer, though. It looks really action packed,
It is.
and yeah, looks pretty good. It does look like she's really going in for a good old snog on Data. There, they just cut it just at a point where you can't tell whether she's they get into it or not.
Yeah, well, Tavona's saying she missed. Oh no, she's saying everyone was immediately thinking Data was going to have to hit that, and she missed out on some fully functional magic.
Yeah, I make a joke about that later.
Okay.
Right. What? Nope. There we go.
Sean said, "Love the lore bubble bath in Lower Decks." I don't remember that. Have I seen that episode? I must have seen that episode.
I don't remember that.
It's not ringing a bell.
No, I don't remember that.
And Stu Plum's asking where Crystal Karen is.
Oh, we haven't heard. We haven't heard from the Karen. Mickey said he would be on. I don't know if
Yes,
Mickey's
he
around.
did. Not that we know of
No,
yet. but
Mickey's
hopefully
not there
he'll join
either.
us.
Hopefully
Might be on
they'll.
the way back from the gym.
Yeah. Well, it's still, it just gives you guys better chance to win, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can take an early lead.
Can take an early lead.
And
With lots of
don't
points
forget
on
to
offer
like
as well.
the stream, everyone. We've only got 2 likes so far, so
Oh,
smash that
that's because
like
everybody
button.
liked the last stream, probably. Yeah, and I have to sort out the icon thing later.
Thumbnail.
The thumbnail's all gone wrong. Oh, I have got some blood wine this evening.
Me too. I had
My-
some Rioja.
My blood wine is a Malbec from San Juan in Argentina.
Lovely.
So that's what I got this evening.
Beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. Ooh, Lord Bubble Bath. Ooh. Tavona's getting excited on that one. Right, so the teaser opens with Worf, Riker, Data, and Deanna playing poker. Both Worf and Deanna are not having much luck, as most of their chips are shared between Riker and Data. Both Worf and Deanna fold in the current game, and Data keeps raising the stakes without taking any cards. Riker thinks Data has the best poker face. But question 1. In this scene, behind Worf, there is a painting. But of what? Is it A, a planet with rings, B, an alien forest with pink trees, C, a cratered moon, or D, a painting of Troy as the goddess of empathy? So,
I have absolutely not a Scooby, so this is just going to be a complete guess.
I think that they're in Data's quarters. I don't know if that helps you at all. But behind Wolf, there's a painting. But what is it of? Is it a planet with rings, an alien forest with pink trees, a cratered moon, or a painting of Troy as the goddess of empathy? So yes, get your answers in chat.
Stu Plum says no effing idea.
Yeah.
Nor do I, Stu Plum. You got a 25% chance getting it right, so I'd
That's
guess.
why it's multiple choice, isn't it?
And Tivana says, WTF kind of question is that? Everybody's really impressed so far with your questioning.
I am so sorry, everyone.
Dear.
I do apologise. There will be easier
I
questions.
want to think it's D, but surely can't be. I would have noticed.
That'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Anyway, eventually Data raises 20, which is too rich for Riker's blood, so he folds. Worf and Troy eye them conspiratorially. Riker challenges Data to go all in if he can guess a card that he picks out of the deck. Troy warns Data, but he agrees to it anyway. Right. So, the bonus question, then. So this is fastest fingers first. It's for 10 points, but it's whoever gets the answer in chat the fastest. He picks a card. Data picks a card out of the pack. But for the 10 extra points, what was the card?
Ooh, I know. At least I know this one. I don't know.
Oh, you're going to be able to get in.
Those with those with a like less lag probably have an advantage here.
You do. If you're good at the wow, there's so many right answers coming in. You've done really well, guys. I have to say, you did really well at that. But the first person to answer was Tavona, and Jack of Hearts is the correct answer. So, congratulations to you.
And these bonus questions, are they going to be the same points as each individual question, or is it going to be a set thing for the bonus questions?
That one was 10 points, and each act it goes up by 10 points. So the next act will be for 20 points.
Right, so the bonus question was 10 points, right?
Yes, but the actual question was 20 points. It goes 20, 40, 60, doesn't it? It doubles.
Right. So that's still the same.
That's still the same.
The bonus is a half, or are they? Do you say they go up by 10 each time?
Yeah, go up by 10 each time. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's just a little bonus. Just a little bonus.
Okay, that works.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yes. Right. So Riker gets Data to cut the deck a number of times before revealing the last card to be Data's card. But Data sees through his magic trick, though, calls him out on it, and thus takes all the chips for himself because he thinks it's only fair. Picard then comes in and notifies them they've received a distress call, so they're diverting to answer it. The distress call is from a Federation freighter, Arcos, which has assumed emergency orbit around the planet Tucana 4, the birthplace of the late Tasha Yar. And that was the end of your teaser. So, Goofs and Trivs. Goof Girl, what have you got for us?
Well, hi, Andrew.
Oh, hey.
You're too late for the bonus first question, but if you read up in chat, you might be able to get the first question. Yeah, so, well, not a lot of trivs, but some observations that although Data kind of almost accused Riker of, like cheating a bit with that magic trick, he was actually counting cards and using his kind of superhuman abilities. And also when, when he said pick 5 cards, Data kind of put some to the side, took some out. He wasn't exactly following the script of what Riker was asking him to do.
No.
So yeah, it's quite funny really how Data's theoretically fibbing and counting cards, which would make him almost the cheater, but he took the money anyway.
I would say the way he took the cards from the middle of the deck would have kind of ruined Riker's trick. Because he could have just removed pick any cards. He could have just taken away.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Still, there we go. To the question then, Andrew, have you seen the question? Question 1, it's behind Worf in this scene, there's a painting, but what was it of? Was it a planet with rings? Was it a forest with pink trees? Was it a cratered moon? Or was it a painting of Troy as the goddess of empathy, A, B, C, or D? I'm going to give you 2 more seconds. Yeah, but I thought it was a nice little scene though, even with the dodgy magic trick.
Yeah, it was. I like the fact that they play poker in general. It's quite a sweet
Yeah.
sort of little bonding thing that you get to see them doing.
I like Data's little hat that he wears, his little dealer shade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be cute.
So I think.
Oh, and apparently there was a camera that catches Data's poker hand. He had a potential straight draw. Apparently, he was holding a
He's
one, two, 3, 4 king, but he had no actual hand. So when he
Yeah.
raised,
You can
he
just
actually
about
was
see it
bluffing.
here.
Yeah, he was actually bluffing. So that's quite interesting as well. In that, the first time Data played, he didn't really know about bluffing, but he's obviously gotten quite good at it now.
Yeah, we can see it there. There's a 2, an ace, a 3, a 4, and a king. So yeah. Okay,
Andrew's gone for B.
Andrew's gone for B. Well, I can tell you the answer to this was actually C. It was a cratered moon.
C. So
C.
somebody answered C. Who was it? Sean. Sean. Looks like you're the only one that got that first one right.
I think Tavona got it as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said moon.
Oh, a moon. Yeah, she
Yeah.
didn't actually put C, but she said a moon. Oh, excellent. So
We've got a couple of right
Tavona
answers
and
now.
Sean both with 20 points. And because Tavona got the bonus question as well, that puts her on 30 points.
Yeah, congratulations.
Very good, early lead.
C, you say what kind of question was up? You got it right. Yeah, you've done very well. Yeah.
Fox the rest of us, so well done.
Yeah. Oh, I just killed chat. What have I done? Okay, so moving on to Act 1. There we go. The away team of Riker, Worf, Crusher, and Data meet in the transporter room, and we learn that the surface has been destroyed and the colonists now live underground. Worf thinks the Doctor should stay behind because it's too dangerous. But Beverly's like, screw you, Worf, I'm kick-ass, I am.
She's become a real regular on the away missions now.
Yeah, she is, isn't she? Yeah. She really stares him down. He's like, no way, Jose. So they set phasers to maximum stun, so you know they're meaning business on this trip. I didn't even know the phasers had a maximum stun setting. What is it,
Does it stun you for longer?
really big stun?
I mean, a stun is pretty much a result, right?
Yeah. I was going to have a little look at one of the when they beam down, you see this this map painting of the surface of the planet. You can see where the map. This is a set, so you can tell this is a set with rocks and sand and stones, and you can see where like the line where the set turns into the wall that is the map painting. I mean, it looks really good at like a quick glance, but once you see the set and the map painting, it then looks a bit dodgy. And at the time, I thought to myself, why did they do it like that? Because it's not like we're going to have the away team beam down into this. But then it becomes clear when they phaser the surface later from orbit. It's like, oh, that's why this set's like that. But I did think it was a bit strange. It does look a lot different to how it did in the old non-HD version. They really colorized it up and, added a lot more detail.
That looks a little bit more like Tatooine or something.
Yeah, that's what it looked like then, and that's what it looks like now. So, yeah, quite a big difference in that shot. So they go look for the pod, but it seems is that right? Yes, the inhabitants are a bit like the Borg, and not bothered of their arrival. Do you notice as they were like walking around, like they were just like it really reminded me of the Borg. But then I found out that that set was actually
there might be another reason why it reminded you of the Borg.
it's actually the Borg set. So yeah, it was very Borg-like. Yeah.
Tavona wants to know what the stun levels are on the things as well. It's like, a low level setting could be like a mild fainting, and then a high level setting could be twitch and crap yourself.
And then there's you set your phasers to kill.
Yeah.
So you can set your phasers to kill. You can set your phasers to warm rocks. You can set the phaser to smelt ore.
Can you set it to like a mild maiming, but not actually killing someone?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, mild
Flesh
maim.
wounds only.
You can set it to explode heads. Because that happened in Conspiracy, didn't it? They exploded a person's head with a phaser. Geordie smelted iron and used them as pickaxes to get out of a hole. So it's got lots of settings, apparently. But yeah.
Andrew wants to know if anybody watches Lower Decks because he just started watching it yesterday.
Yeah, I think I've seen them all. I think. I might
Pretty
not.
awesome.
It's very good.
We are fans.
Yeah. Up to Strange New Worlds. I think that was the best thing that's come out of New Trek. But now I'm watching Strange New Worlds. I might change my mind. But anyway. Then an alarm chimes. Oh, did I put a picture up? Hang on. There you go. There they are looking around. The alarm chimes, and they meet a bunch of people with proximity detectors stuck to their chest, who say they might be able to help if the crew follow them, which they do. The group take the away team to their leader, Hayne. Here's a picture of Hayne. Question number 2. Hayne is celebrating because they've captured what from their opposition? So in this box here, what have they captured from the opposition? Have they captured A, Telluridon brandy, B, Romulan synthale, C, Telluridon synthale, or D, Romulan brandy? Telluridon brandy, Romulan synthale, Telluridon synthale, or Romulan brandy? That wasn't confusing at all.
P. Chai wants to know when the next Monty Zone is, by the way.
P. Chai.
May have been confused by your thumbnail. The live tag.
Yeah, sorry. The next Monty Zone will be not this Friday, but next Friday. So what's that in terms of date? Got a calendar.
23rd, 24th. That would either be the 31st or the 1st, I guess.
Yeah, something like that. I think
1st of July.
Yeah, it's going to be a week Friday. Yeah. Where we're talking about UFOs. UFOs. Next Friday. With NASA announcing that they've launched their own investigation into UAPs and looking at G-Star's recent videos about Bob Lazar. Quite looking forward to that stream. It's going to be really interesting. If you like UFOs or UAPs, that's what we're going to be talking about next Friday. Yes. Please join us there, P-Chai. Okay, actually,
Savannah's on a massive sugar high. I think it was like one of her kids was at a kid's party, and she's just very, very excitable.
Right, cool.
Which is good. Come on next week. We want to see that.
We like the exciting. Yeah, we'd like to see you in person next week. That'll be fun. Yeah.
And Andrew, you missed it earlier, but we're going to do an open mic next Wednesday. So we'll post the link in chat, and anyone who wants to come on can come on.
Yep. It's open mic night next Wednesday, Andrew, just letting you know. Okay, so Hayne says that the opposition has the stricken crew. Hayne offers to help them as even if they paid the ransom to their opposition, they would be killed anyway. But for the bonus question of 20 extra points, what is the name of the two factions on Tucana 4? What's the name of the two factions? So we got these guys and their opposition, but what's their names? See if you know that one. That's for 20 points. Right, so while you're answering that question, can't believe it. Tavona's like, she's hot. Hot.
Oh, with a finger on the buzzer.
She just gets the finger on. She goes, I don't know what I'm saying. But, yeah, she's quick. Let's put it that way.
No spelling counts. No, we just want people to get
No,
answers in
spelling
there.
doesn't count. No.
Spelling errors can be forgiven.
Yeah, that's fine. That's another 20 points for Tavona there. Okay, so Hayne says the opposition recently found weapons, so he needs a way to bring balance to keep peace. Beverly's not buying it, saying, we hear it's not so peaceful here. And Hayes is like, who did you hear that from? Data says our former crewman who was born here. Riker goes back to discuss with Picard, and Haynes gives him a bottle of contraband to take back with him. When they leave, Haynes tells one of his men that he wants to know everything there is to know about the Enterprise.
Dum, dum, dum.
Dun, dun, dun. Back on the Big E, Picard sniffs the liquor and thinks it sounds like gangs on the planet sound like urban street thugs. They don't really come to an argument. They don't come to an agreement on how to proceed. Just suck it and see, I guess. And then the thugs hail them, and Hayne introduces Ishara Yar, Tasha's sister. So yes, Tasha's sister. But is she? And that's the end of Act 1.
Cool beans.
Cool beanies. So we got any trivia for the Act 1 there?
That's a good question. Not a major load. So, I mean, that guy for a start, I thought, he looks familiar. What else? What other episodes is he in? None.
No.
So, yeah, that was off to a... But there are actually a few other extras in this who are in a bonkers number of other episodes. There's these guys are Coalition, right?
Coalition, yeah, these are the Coalition.
So on the Alliance side, there's like a black dude, an Asian lady, and so they've both been in 11 episodes each, and pretty much the same episodes. She's a civilian in sort of Realm of Fear, True Q, Tapestry, and then she plays an Enterprise D officer in Suspicion, Second Chances, Gambit Part 1 and 2. And the guy is in quite a few similar ones. He's called Command Division Officer. He seems to be that role in about another 10 episodes after this.
Right.
And then I found that there was another guy. I can't remember what his name was. So Michael Braveheart, who's Crewman Martinez, is in 84 episodes. I mean, how many episodes are there? That's a lot, right?
That's
and
a
then
lot.
there's Tim McCormack, who plays Ensign Bennett. He's in 51 episodes, but they're all pretty much all episodes that have been already. There's only 7 more left that he's in. So he's been in like 44 episodes already, and we haven't even picked up on it yet.
Did you say Bennett?
Tim McCormack, Ensign Bennett.
Yeah, he's the guy that sits in Wesley's seat when Wesley's not there.
Yeah.
Tavona was in the military for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she thinks their security sounds weak.
Yeah.
Okay, so answering the second question then. What was the name, or what did they capture from the Alliance, from their opposition? It was C. Telluridon Synthale. I think I saw a lot of C's in chat.
Yes, there were many C's.
Many C's.
So we had correct answers from Sean, Stuplum, Tavona, Andrew, and Chi. And I got it wrong. Everybody else got it right except for me.
Oh,
so at the moment, we've got
Spaz.
Tavona way out in the lead with 90 points, having got both bonus questions right. Sean close behind with 60. Then Stuplum, Andrew, and Chi with 40 points. And me on 0.
Never mind. There's still plenty of time. Okay, so on with Act 2. Haynes says the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So he offers to help retrieve the Arcos crew for no reward and offers Ishara as a go-between. Picard consults with his seniors and they are wary, but they go along with it anyways.
So that enemy of my enemy, obviously that's like a bit of a throwback to Kirk and Spock, where It justifies teaming up with Khan Noonien Singh, so that's a bit of a throwback. And actually, we said that this was the 80th episode and that kind of stuff, and it had taken over from original series. But they also, at the very beginning, they do refer to Karmas too as a place that they were going to do a survey of, an archaeological survey, and then they had to, come here and deal with this. And actually, that was a planet that was mentioned in Turnabout Intruder, which was the 79th and final episode of the original series. Apparently, the idea of putting that into the script was devised by Rick Berman and Jonathan Frakes. They thought that would be a cool little homage.
Very cool. Yeah. Anybody else think she's giving off Linda Hamilton vibes?
Yeah.
That she's like, Sarah Connor from the Terminator franchise.
To want to say, and they should have just called her Sasha Yar and like recast Denise Crosby, maybe made her twins. Yeah, that's quite a cool idea.
Oh, well, I like her.
We were looking for ideas of how to bring Denise Crosby back. That would have been quite a good one. She is quite good for an extra, isn't she?
Yeah, I like her. Yeah, she's good. I kind of when I was young and watched this like as a teenager, I just wish she
little love hearts pop out.
Yeah, a little bit. And I just wish she hadn't betrayed them and became a member of the crew.
Yeah, you were like, oh, new character, yay!
Yay! And then, oh no, she's bad. Sad times. So Ishara beams on board and is greeted by Data. She's surprised to be met by an android. She gives him a map of the tunnel system, and Data escorts her to the observation lounge. On the way, they discuss Tasha and how the respective views of her vary. Ishara sees her as a coward, but Data does not. Data says she reminds him of her, but Ishara can't even remember what she looked like. We enter the observation lounge, and everyone stares at them. Ooh, it's like, ooh, hello. She gets the impression they don't trust her, because they don't. She tells them they can sample her DNA if they like, and Beverly's like, yes, I will. And gives a little smile, which is not creepy at all. She tells them
I will take your DNA.
She's like, yes, I will take your DNA.
With a little sip of Chianti.
Yeah. She tells them how the colony fell apart and fought until two factions remained. The government installed proximity detectors in the people to keep them apart. They get a message from the planet. It's one of the survivors saying they have 20 hours to make payment reparations or they will be killed. Data says if they can get to the escape pod, they will be able to use it to find the crew members. Picard points out they don't even know where the escape pod is. But Ishara knows. But what level does she say the escape pod is on? Is it A, level 1C, B, 2C, C, 3C, or D, 4C? So what level does Ishara say the pod is located on? Is it level 1C, level 2C, level 3C, or level 4C? A, B, C, or D?
Do you know what section it said?
Well, that kind of ruins the bonus question.
Oh. Well, Tavona's already put it in chat.
God damn it. Right, well, it's going to be the first person to say that number after I say the question.
She's already said. Oh, right.
No,
okay.
I'm not including that one. It's whoever can get that in chat after I've said the question.
And obviously, I was going to point it out because it's a 47 reference.
It is a 47 reference. Yeah. Down in engineering, they're looking through the plans to work on the pod. Worf thinks they are going to need a diversion. Ishara offers herself to be a distraction by having a proximity alarm triggered, and she will draw them away. Initially, Riker doesn't like the plan, but doesn't see any other way, so decides to discuss it with the captain. I think it's weird how they use engineering as a discussion point to plan their strategy out in this episode. You'd think they'd use the conference room. Why did they go all the way down to engineering just to use a screen? Ishara reports to Dr. Crusher and has her DNA sampled. She asks Data how Tasha died, and he tells her that she died as a demonstration of a creature's power. And Ishara doesn't like the sound of that. Picard must have given the go-ahead because they beamed down to level 3C. So who said 3C?
Tavana did. Sean didn't. Andrew did. I did. So 3 people answered it right. Oh, no answer from Stuplum.
Oh, Stuplum.
Stuplum.
No points for Stuplum. But bonus question for 30 points. What was the section number?
Am I first?
You're first.
Did I get it?
Oh dear. Well done. Savannah says 546.
Oh dear. Yeah, Smiler's saying that she thinks that Tavana should still get it because even though the question wasn't answered yet.
Well, I'll tell you what, because I'm just giving points away this evening, I'll give you both 30 points. How about that?
Oh, that's nice. So I go all the way up to 90.
Yeah.
Tavana gets another 90. She's on 180. And then, Stuplum has answered.
He got a 3C in there, so do you want to give him some points as well?
Andrew.
Everyone can have points.
Right, so, okay, it'll take me a while to put them together.
That's all right. I'll carry on while you're sorting that.
Okay,
After the away team is in position, O'Brien beams Ishara down, which triggers the alarm. This draws the guards away. They stun the 2 remaining guards and get to work on the pod. After a little while, Riker tells O'Brien to beam Ishara back, but a substation masks her signal, so Riker runs off to go get her. Meanwhile, Ishara gets shot with a shooty stick, but Riker saves her, and they all beam back safely. And that's the end of Act 2.
Stick.
Yeah, it is a stick he uses to shoot her, and in fact, that's because I don't know if we can see here somewhere. There's a shooty stick. And it's the shame. It's the pain things that they used when
Klingon pain sticks.
Klingon in the Icarus Factor when Worf walked the river of blood or whatever it was. Yeah, she got shot with a pain stick. Painful, I'd imagine.
Does sound painful.
Yeah.
So obviously this episode is supposed to be an allegory on gang warfare. What are you laughing at? The fact that you're being called
I'm Oprah.
Trek Oprah.
Yeah, that made me laugh. You can have TNG points. You can have TNG points. You can all have TNG.
Love it.
I just got so many to give away, I tell you.
I know. And actually, just to sort of recap on the scores, we've got Tavana's in the lead with 180 points, closely followed by Stuplum and Andrew on 100 points.
Whoa.
The rest of us are all a little bit further behind.
It's close, though. It's close.
Yeah. Earlier, we mentioned that there was a homage to the 79th episode, Turnabout Intruder. The other one is that the last ship to have contact with Tucana 4 was the USS Potemkin, which was also mentioned in Turnabout Intruder. So they got a few callbacks to that episode.
Oh, I have to watch Turnabout Intruder now. I haven't seen that in a long time. I haven't actually watched a 60s, a TOS episode in quite a while. My kids were small when I last watched one of those.
Oh, that would be good. There was grammatical error from Data, just as a slight character error. He sort of said myself instead of me. And also Riker said that it was our crewmen, like the people that were missing, and they referred to that quite a lot, which just seems a bit odd, as they obviously weren't from the Enterprise.
No.
Yeah. And apparently there's where Ishara's talking through that display screen, you can see her reflection, and where there's voice going on. Like her lips are, so there's a bit of an audio sync issue, which I didn't actually notice myself, to be fair. I think that's about it for now.
Cool. Onwards with Act 3 then. Picard confirms to Riker that Ishara is Tasha's long-lost sister, and Riker isn't surprised after seeing how she performed on the planet. Picard tells Riker he took risks on the planet, and Riker explains that he lost Tasha on a away mission under his command and he wasn't going to lose her sister as well. At first, Picard criticises him for being emotional, but then as he's leaving, tells him, well done. In sickbay, the doc's treating Ishara for her wounds, but she's going to be all right. Picard thanks her for her help. She says she doesn't run away like her sister, and Picard tells her a story about how he first met Tasha and how she helped rescue injured people from a minefield, and from that he then requested her to be head of security on the Enterprise. He said it's a shame that she didn't get to see the woman Tasha became, because she would have been proud of her, and she would have been proud of you. You're
being called Admiral Winfrey in chat.
Admiral Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. Admiral Winfrey. She gets a change of clothes. Yeah. I can think Data's thinking eyes forward. Worf walks in and looks at her. It's like he doesn't actually say anything. He just kind of walks by and looks at her. All right. I thought it was better than the leather jacket, and it's more sort of 7 of 9-esque, isn't it?
Oh no, everybody's camel toe spotting.
Oh no.
I'm saying everybody, maybe just one person multiple times.
Oh.
I think Tavona's still stuck on the fact that if she was Denise Crosby and was a twin, then them and Law and Data, you could have like some twin on twin. No, never mind.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Tavona, not me. Don't blame me.
I'm blaming you. That's all on you, Maz. On the bridge, Ashara's helping Data with the next steps of the plan. She asks where Tasha's station was, and Data tells her it's where Worf stood at Tactical. Data confirms that he was friends with Tasha, and Ashara is surprised that Data can have friends. He explains how his mental pathways become used to someone, and when they are gone, those inputs are missed.
It's taken Andrew 5 minutes to realise there are other characters in this photo.
Are there? Oh, yeah. Well, funny enough, Smiler Rainbow was more put out by the white shirt, because there was no bra under that, and they all just kind of moved independently. And I didn't notice that, but Smiler Rainbow noticed it.
Jelly on a plate.
Yeah.
Boobies. Smiler Rainbow says.
It's what's me. Oh dear. I could tell that story because Smiler Rainbow said it, so it wasn't me. Okay, so question 4. I'm on to question 4 already. Back in engineering, Geordi says the survivors are being held how many kilometres underground? Is it A, 1 kilometre, B, 2 kilometres, C, 3 kilometres, or D, 4 kilometres? There you go. In engineering, Geordi says survivors are being held how many kilometres underground? 1, 2, 3, 4 kilometres. A, B, C, or D?
Stuplum noticed the independent boobies.
Oh, did he?
No
I'm not surprised.
There.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about that one. Yeah.
And Tavona says, Bitty.
Bitty. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Let's just not go there.
No. No.
Smiler Rainbow's finding
I can hear Smiler Rainbow laughing in her office.
Laughing. Funny.
In the transporters. The transporters won't get that far down underground, so they're going to have to use the ship's phasers as a drill to drill a shaft that the transporters can then use to funnel down the signal. It's going to take 2 hours to convert the phasers into a mining drill. But bonus question for 40 points. What type of rock do they have to blast through?
I
So they
just
said
picked
it's
wrongly.
2 kilometres worth of what?
Because he says that they have to drill down so far, and they've got to drill down 1.6 kilometers, haven't they? So that's what I thought the question was going to be. So you were like, so for bonus question, they have to drill down, but, and I'm like, 1.6 kilometers. What kind of rock is it? Oh. To be honest, it's granite. Solid granite.
It's granite.
Hard.
It is granite. So, Tavona, did you see granite first? It is.
She
It's
did.
2 kilometres of granite over them. So, yeah, it's more points for Devona. She's just lapping up those points this evening.
Yeah. And that is 40 points for that bonus. Stuplum says it's hard rock, like the cafes.
Wah, 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 wah. Ishara points out that there are dead ends and tunnels that aren't even on this map. If it wasn't for my pesky perimeter device, I could beam down and direct you straight to them, but as it is, I would set off all the alarms.
It's at that point where warning bells go off, right?
Ho hum, oh dear, never mind. Data's like, oh, we can remove the implants. Which I was like, but it's got an explosive when it blows up on contact to air. But Data's like, oh, it's fine. We can use an inert gas to shield it. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. And Shara's like, oh, really? Riker tells her, well, to think about it. Sleep on it. See what she thinks. No alarm bells have gone off in the Intrepid Enterprise crew. Bless them. In 10 forward, Ishara tells Data how her and Tasha's parents were killed, and Tasha looked after her until she joined the coalition. Tasha then refused to join and left as soon as she could. Having been on the ship now, she thinks maybe Tasha actually made the right call. Being close to someone whilst not having to look over your shoulder all the time is very appealing. She is feeling close to Data, even though they've only just met. Data's like, I am fully functional, programmed in... I'd like to be your friend as well. Data reports to Picard and Troy that Shara is willing to have the implants removed. Furthermore, is thinking of joining Starfleet Command. Troy's not so sure, though, because she senses ambiguity in her. Picard orders the mission to go anyway. On leaving, Troy quizzes Data on why he supports her. He says it's the best way to free the crewmen. And besides, I've gotten used to her.
So Devon is asking that, so when Yar was younger, she was young herself and she was basically looking after a baby, right?
Must have been, I guess.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Brutal.
From what Yar had previously said.
Data delivers the news to Ishara on the bridge, and she says she needs to tell Hayne of her decision. She kisses him on the cheek and goes to the observation lounge to inform him.
How many pips is Data supposed to have?
2 gold and a black.
Because it looked like he had sort of 3 gold ones in this shot.
Did it indeed?
Like for the whole scene, I believe. Unless there was some sort of like it shined off it in a certain way, but it looked like 3 gold ones. But maybe it caught the light funny.
I'm looking it up now. Hang on, I'm nearly there. It's just caught the light.
Caught the light funny.
The black one. The black one's turned a little bit upwards, which is then reflecting off the studio lights.
See. Makes sense.
Yeah. There we go. Another crime solved.
Yeah. Good investigating.
Yeah. So Ishara goes to the observation lounge. She contacts Hayne and she tells him that it is working. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, and that's the end of Act 3.
Tavona's just saying she would have hopped right on that in 10 forward. Andrew saying Brent Spiner's a lucky man.
He is. He is a lucky, lucky, lucky man. Here you go. Whilst we're discussing this scene, I'll just put Brent Spiner's happy face on the screen just for Tavona there. So yeah, any other goofs, trivias that we missed from Act 3?
Maybe some for a little bit previous. So yeah, Crusher was like, it will take some hours, like a few hours to get a DNA test. Normally they can get that sort of thing instantaneously.
I'd say we probably can do that quicker now, can't we? I mean,
Yeah,
in the 80s or early 90s, it might have taken time. They didn't.
Yeah.
Now it's probably like an instant like litmus paper thing. They're like, oh yeah, that's right.
Defo. I mean, we've seen like the doctor do it on Voyager. He's like puts it under the thing, puts another thing under, and it comes up on a screen, right? This is maybe could be one for the end, but who is missing from this episode?
I know.
Hey,
First in chat. There's 10 points on it.
Who is missing from this episode?
Who's missing?
Which main character?
One character. One character's missing. First person to say Wesley. There you go. Tavona's right in there. I tell you, her internet connection's spot on.
Andrew was like, it was a split second behind there, Andrew. Well
so quick. So quick.
Extra 10 points.
Crystal Karen's missing. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and in Deep Space Nine, Dax does it with a tricorder in about 2 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go back to question 4 then. In engineering, we had Geordie saying how many kilometers underground was the survivors being held, and it was B, 2 kilometers. So hopefully you were taking notes of who put what.
Yes. So, well, I am now. So, yes, Tavona got it right. Sean got it right. And Tavona got it right again. Good effort answering twice. I got it right. Yay for me. Stu Plum, unfortunately, no. Andrew got it right. Right. So, what about Sean? Did Sean answer? Where's Sean's answer?
I don't know, but Sean
right.
pointed out that the long ladder Crusher scanned them with the tricorder and confirmed everyone was clones in minutes. Scanning the DNA and like that, they're all clones.
Exactly. So we've got Tavona steaming ahead with 310 points, and then we have Andrew in second with 180, Sean in third with 140.
Wow.
That's how the leaderboard currently looks.
Wow. Okay. We're on to Act 4 already. Steaming through it. Quick question for Mazim Bob. Which model's this one? Which model is this
4-foot model.
You sure?
Is it lumpy? No?
I don't think
in most of the shots in this episode, it's the 4-foot model.
It is. This is the only 6-foot model shot.
Okay, sorry. Trick question.
Yeah, you can tell because it hasn't got. I don't think you can.
Thin
it's not
edge.
got the big. It's not got the big windows here for 10 forward. But yeah, there are a lot of shots of.
I haven't got my glasses on.
Here's a 4-foot model shot.
Yeah, lumpy. I did
There's
make notes about that in my
6-foot version. Anyway.
I wonder what stock footage that was.
Yeah, it was. I think all of it's stock footage from this. There was no Enterprise shots made for this episode. Anyway, on with Act 4. In the log, we learn that the implant has been successfully removed, and she seems to have become an active member of the crew. In sick bay, Beverly gives her the implant that she removed from her chest, and she gives it to Data to remember her with. He's like, "Are you going somewhere?" So, well, the mission might not be a success.
Still, like, something's removed from your body in an operation. It's a little bit icky to give that to somebody, no?
Yeah, it's just been in my chest. Here you go. How that?
Not
like
sure
giving-
about that.
No. It's like having a cyst removed, isn't it? And that. Going,
Yeah,
"Here,
it's like, here, have
as
a
a present
tooth,"
to
or-
remember me. Dale probably think that's fine, though. He doesn't know, does he? Bless him.
Yeah, he doesn't get grossed out.
No. In the corridor, we have a walkie-talkie scene with Worf. He commends her on her choice to join Starfleet Academy. Worf's impressed. But question 5. Ishara had her chip removed, but what colour was it? Was it A, red, B, orange, C, yellow, or D, green? What colour was the chip that they removed from her chest? Was it red, orange, yellow, or green? I like the fact that in the makeup here, they did add a little scar to her chest.
Oh, yeah.
So you can see like where it was removed. Don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't, but then I wasn't focusing on her chest area.
Neither was I.
Just saying.
I'm just thorough in my investigation of this program.
That's what it is. Okay, yeah, I get it.
There you go. So here's this what I was talking about earlier. I can understand why they had like a matte painting and then set it against some actual physical, an actual physical set. That's because they had this scene lined up. The Enterprise fires phasers to make the shaft, and then the away team beam down. But bonus question for 50 points: how deep do the phasers have to drill?
Oh, you're bloody kidding me. Technically, I answered that earlier, so I get the answer to the question.
Oh God.
Literally told everybody as well.
Yeah, and you told everyone, and you were first in there. So Maz, I'll give you the 50 points on that one.
Oh, I finally got a bonus right.
You answered the question about 2 acts before I actually asked the question. But,
Dear.
props to you on that one, Maz. Props to you on that one.
I'm psychic. You should have me on the Monty Zone. Supernatural talent going on here.
Yeah. Ishara leads them to where the men are held. She finds it difficult, as there have been changes since she was last here. But they find the door, and Riker phases a guy. He does it really dramatically. He walks around the corner and he like swings his arm and his whole body, and then makes a face. Ooh, shoot you! There's Riker's. I'm shooting your face.
Shooty face.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, it's changed since I was last here. I don't know, but she literally like turns 2 corners and they're there. It's not like they walk.
What a maze!
Oh, what a maze! It's like 1 tick. There's the door. But they can only build the set so big, I guess. Yeah. Oh, where's your points, Tavana? I'm so sorry. Mazam Bob stole those points from you this time.
I did. I stole them.
She
Good.
stole them.
Well, you got all the other points.
I know. She wants all the points this evening.
Share alike.
She wants all the points. Riker phasered a guy. They then used their phasers to gain access to the door. So they set their phasers to cut door. I don't know, another phaser function, and then they set their phasers to cut cuffs off, and they release the prisoners. There you go. That's the phaser. Look at the phaser beam on that one. That's phaser cut off cuffs.
Oh, that setting.
That setting.
How many settings do you think there are? Like a couple hundred?
Oh, like that's infinite. 47. I think it's 47. How about that?
When you mentioned about the scar, Sean's saying, why would there be a scar? Because, of course, they got a dermal regenerator, which is supposed to get rid of scars. It's a good point. Like it.
I don't know. But there is. There is.
Badmiral Winfrey. Love it.
Bad. Badmiral. Meanwhile, Ishara's gone rogue, and she's making her own way somewhere, shooting people as she goes. One of those she shoots, though, manages to shoot an alarm and sets it off. I love it when the alarm goes off. She goes, makes that face.
She does indeed.
It's not the best look she's made in this episode. Yeah. The away team then realise that she's gone off and set an alarm off. So Riker and Data go after her, and Worf takes the hostages back to the Enterprise. She does something to a computer terminal, but Data finds her. She's overloading a fusion generator, and they have troops waiting on the border. When the defences go down, they'll bring a swift end to the stalemate and become the only clan. Data's like, I can't allow that because it means Starfleet's involvement. So she points her phaser at him. And that's the end of Act 4. Ooh.
So, answer to the question.
Oh, answer to the question. Shara's chip. What colour was it? Was it red, orange, yellow, or green? It was C, yellow.
See, that's what I thought. And then Andrew answered C. No, Sean answered C, and then said, actually, no, it's green, not yellow. But that is definitely yellow, right?
Well, I knew there would be questions over this, so I had the picture ready.
Definitely yellow.
I had the picture ready. It's definitely yellow.
Shame you changed it, Sean.
We can go with this first answer if you want.
Oh, okay then. So Andrew and myself and Sean and Tavana all got it right. Sorry, Stu Plum answered B. So we've got still Tavana in the lead with 410 points.
That's
Andrew
really a
in
record.
second with 280. And because I got that cheeky bonus one, I'm now in third with 270. But Sean is very close behind me.
Nope. I would say it's close. It could be anybody's game, but I don't think so.
Pretty much. So there's 180 points left to play. So yeah, if Tavana got everything wrong from now on, somebody else could win it.
Possibly. Right. Okay. There's
Still
a challenge.
Possibility.
There's a challenge. Was there any other trivias or any?
I don't think specifically. Most of the bits I've got left are pretty much for the end.
The only thing I was going to say was when they were in engineering, going over the plans, this console here and these graphics were overlays, so they were redone for the Blu-ray version.
Ah, right.
So you can see, like, for example, this was the map as it looked in the standard definition, and this is then what it looked like in the Blu-ray version. They redid all the graphics.
Yeah.
They changed, you can't see it, but they changed these labels, and now in the Blu-ray version you can read them. But unfortunately, they only changed them in the Blu-ray version bits on this scene here. So then later, where you see the bits where it wasn't an overlay, when it was actually in the console, and they didn't replace it, all the items are now labeled differently. They created a continuity area that didn't exist before.
Yeah.
So, never mind.
And I've realised there are some things I forgot to mention earlier, actually. But you know, when they're trying to beam her out when she gets shot previously, when Riker goes and runs off to rescue her, she's like completely unconscious, and he drags her out the way, and she's clutching hold of a phaser really tightly, even though she's unconscious. And then also they said that she was below a transformer substation, so they couldn't transport her, and then she's knocked out cold, and then Riker just says transport us. So it's a bit like, well, they just said they couldn't.
He took her around the corner. They moved about half a meter.
Yeah. Oh, and just as they were sort of trying to free the hostages there's like a metal door, and when it crashes to the floor, it sounds like it's this solid metal, like a really hefty sound effect. And then when they sort of step on it coming out, it looks like rubber.
Okay, so we're into the final act already. It's flown by this evening. Here we are. Ishara's facing down with Data. She's got a phaser pulled on him. She says she's willing to die for her cause, but tells Data that he doesn't have to. He just needs to leave, run away. Data's like, you deceived us, and I was completely unaware. His duty compels him to intercede. He dodges to one side and misses her phaser shot. Riker shouts to get her attention, and Data shoots her on stun. Data then stops the overload, and Riker finds that her phaser was set to kill.
What
Probably-
a biatch.
Probably kill heinously setting. Uber kill.
Yeah. Super Android killer button.
Super Android killer button, yes. There's Bennett. We were talking about Bennett earlier. Here's a good shot of Bennett. And not Wesley.
Oh, yeah.
He's in a lot of episodes. Sat in that chair. Sometimes he stood behind.
She in the background. I didn't see her.
She was stood there. She was stood there when Ishara was talking to Data at the science console. In fact, she was stood there next to Worf.
And I don't know where Ensign Martin is unless that's the back of him over there.
I don't
I think
think
he's
it is.
often in sick bay.
Yeah. And maybe it is because he's
the one
wearing
that's
blue.
been in 80. Yeah, he's the one that's been in 84 episodes. He's generally in a blue uniform.
Maybe that's him.
He was also in, I think, First Contact and Insurrection. There's some pictures of him wearing like a later uniform as well.
All right. Yeah. So back on the bridge, Picard tells Hayne his strategy failed, but Hayne says, well, they had to try. He demands Ishara be returned to him. Riker argues the opposite, though, and they argue until Picard gives Riker the finger to say, shut up, number one. There's Picard giving Riker the finger. Belay that thought, number one. Belay it. Belay it to the back of your mind.
Back of the brain box,
Yeah.
please. Number one.
And Picard orders Data to escort to the transporter room, but Riker thinks he's being too charitable. Picard, though, is just, I think, embarrassed that they are all taken in and just wants it to end. But here's a thought, right? Well, what about the fact they removed their chip?
Yeah.
They're basically just handing a super weapon back.
Yeah.
That was the whole point.
So now she can. They were like, oh, we have to change all this because we were the ones responsible.
Yeah.
But yeah, now she can infiltrate Alliance territory whenever she wants without being detected.
Yeah. So when they drag people away with their like alarms, and she just creeps up behind them and just goes pew pew, whatever.
She'll set her phaser to tickle and go pew
Yeah.
pew and be
Pew,
cute
pew.
about it. Not.
No. But yeah, they didn't really think that one through. It's not been a fine episode for the Enterprise crew, has it?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. And it was all for what? So Data could give a wistful look at it later. But
Yeah.
and it was also made earlier, the point in chat when we were saying about how gross it was like giving somebody a tooth that's been removed or something. That she was basically like, here, have a little bomb. Because it's an explosive, isn't it? It's just giving away a bomb.
So question number 6. Who was paying attention at the very beginning of the TNG review show today? What was the production number for this episode? Is it
You little person.
40274-A178, B179, C180, or D181? What is the production number for this episode? 40274-178, 179, 180, or 181? A, B, C, or D? Answers in the chat. There we go. Saying goodbye in the transport room. She says she did what she had to do, but apologises for hurting him. Data reminds her that he's an android, and it's not possible to injure him in that fashion. On the pad, she says their time together, though, is the closest thing to a real friendship that she's ever had. Data just says, energize. And you can see, like, that kind of gives her a mental slap in the face. Because she was expecting something back, or some sort of thing. But he's just like, energize.
He got no emotions, babe.
No, you don't get it. Although that was a pretty good scene. Later, Data visits Riker. He's worried as his thoughts dwell on Ishara. He trusted. In trust, there is always possibility of betrayal, says Riker. Data wonders why trust then. Riker says, because point out that without that trust, there is no friendship, no closeness, etc. Data thinks he is fortunate to be spared from the emotional consequences. But then on leaving Riker's quarters, he strokes the chip that was removed from Ishara's chest. Completely not creepy at all.
If it just blown up in his hands.
Yeah.
Ah, nice little close-up there. Just for Tavona.
There you go. Bonus question for 60 points.
Oh, and she's appreciating the manicure on his hands. Go back a picture.
Well, I will go back a picture in a minute, but I don't want to go back a picture right now. Because the bonus question for 60 points, what hand was Data holding the chip in?
50-50.
As soon as someone answers, we will go back a picture.
As soon as somebody answers. Correct. What have we got right? We got left. We got left.
Two. Okay, well, we got a right and a left. Let's have a look then, shall we? What hand... He's got it in the right hand.
I got another bonus. Yay.
You got another bonus. Well done, Mazzy McBob. There we go.
Oh, Andrew's sad.
Oh, sorry, Andrew.
Good guess, though. Good guess. Only 50-50, but good guess.
It is a well manicured. It's a well manicured hand. Brent is a lefty, is he? I did not know that. Oh, thanks, Sean. Sean's always full of like really good little pieces of information.
Oh, yeah, Tavona is saying the same thing. So that was a fair guess then. If he's a lefty, that might have been a natural hand for him to have it in.
Wow.
There we go.
But yeah, it's kind of weird though, isn't it? You were saying it earlier, he's an android, has no feelings, but he's there literally stroking a device that was in some lady's chest.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's some sort of creature or something. It's like, what do you, you go past it, you go, what are you doing, mate?
I mean, that's going straight in his box, isn't it?
It's going in his box of things. Yeah.
His special box of special treats.
And that's another thing. They've got like, the holographic record from her funeral in the holodeck, or he's got the hologram of Tasha. Why didn't he show her the hologram?
Oh, I see. Stu Plum said too, because he's sort of holding it in both hands. Clever. I like your thinking.
Well, he was holding it in his right and he was stroking it with his left finger.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean, when she said she couldn't remember what she looked like, you think they'd go, oh, let's bring up the record.
Come to my room.
She was there for like a certain period of time, though, and they said about how she'd become like a member of the crew. So I'm guessing they probably did that at some point. We didn't see all the
It would have been a nice thing to see,
It would have been, yeah.
See how she reacted to that.
Mm.
Yeah, they didn't. They chose not to. But yeah, surprised if he's a lefty that it would be in his right hand. But maybe it's because he was stroking with his right hand, his left hand. Maybe that was the whole left-handed thing.
Yeah, and Sean's saying it's surprising. You think and Andrew would be close to the majority, but you could argue that all the Soongs are lefties.
You would think, wouldn't you? Because they're all, they're all Sung, I guess.
Yeah. Devonna said there could have been a subplot of a security team picking up a bomb signature and having to sweep the ship.
Yeah.
And then, just towards the end, before the credits, you hear, "It's the bomb!" They all pile on
data. He won't let it go.
Just as he's having a peaceful moment of reverie.
Yeah, he won't let it go, so they just disconnect his arm and run off with it.
Ace.
And that was the episode. That was it.
Cool.
Done. We are done.
Questions to the final answer? I mean,
answers to the final question. Where was it? Oh, what was the production number for this episode? 178, 179, 180, or 181? It was 180.
And I think everybody got that right. C. Yeah, everybody got that right.
Yeah. That's all because I couldn't... we can talk about Elorians now, yeah. That was all because I couldn't actually think of anything to make a question of from the last act. I couldn't find anything question-worthy.
Anything of interest. At least it wasn't another what's on the wall in Riker's quarters question.
Yeah.
Hate those.
Well, they were just in like the bridge and the transporter room, and there was I just couldn't think of anything to ask. Yeah.
So, no real surprises that Tavona has won, but it was a pretty high-scoring round all round. Although I think the fastest on buzzers definitely split the field, right? Because we've had the last sort of few weeks where everybody's been getting all the questions right and everybody's on the same points, so that has at least differentiated. But Tavona got 530 points. I ended up just sneaking into second place with that last bonus question with 450. Andrew was third with 400, then Sean with 360, and Stu with 220.
Right. If you want to quickly put your scores, what do you rank this episode out of 10? If you could just put those in chat, and then Mazim and Bob will work out what the average is for live chat.
I certainly will.
I will add Tavona, your score.
To the spreadsheet of doom.
To the spreadsheet of doom.
And yes, we can definitely have a chat about Elorians.
Yeah.
I don't know, Sean's usually a bit of a encyclopedic knowledge of Trek lore. Sorry to use the L word again. So I don't know, Sean, if you've got anything specific about Elorians that you might want to share. Any interesting factoids? So we've got three answers. Stuplum 7, that's 4. Oh, right. Yeah, I think that's all about him. Feel free, Smiler, if you want to pitch in a marks out of 10, you can do so. Cool. So I think we've got the scores in. If you want to share your spreadsheet.
I will indeed. Here it is. We've got Stuplum on 4. We've now got Tavona, who's gone into second place on 2. And we've got Sean, Andrew, and Mazim Bob, all joint third on 1. So, Elorians. We just quickly I'll do our... we'll just get our scores. Let's get our scores in, sorry. Legacy. Ready? Where's my paddle?
You flush your paddle, I got mine.
You got yours? Okay, ready?
Ready?
Gladiators, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey, 7 or 6.
Again, sort of consistent with what's in chat. We've got 3 7s and a 6 in chat, so that averages out at a 7.
7, 6, 7. I mean, yeah.
Pretty consistent.
I think that's going to be the average for the season, isn't it? I think we've got a level of 7s and 6s so far. Like, none of the episodes have been bad, have they? And I think Legacy's like
pretty
that.
consistent.
I think there's just a few annoying elements to this episode, which is why I scored it a little bit down on the other scores. Like, I like her as Ishara. I think she's really good. I think she's a good actress and she really portrays the character well. But I just don't feel she's utilised quite well enough. I don't know, like they could have done like the whole hologram thing. I think she could have been a bigger character. We knew she was going to betray them.
Betrayal was a bit obvious.
It was ham-fisted, you know. It was just really obvious. We were all like, you know, shouting at the screen, "You idiots!" You know, how could you not see this coming from a mile away? You know. Yeah.
Michael Pillar said that he thought it was a good episode because of the girl in the android kind of thing, and something really poignant about seeing the betrayal of an innocent such as Data. And although he's happy with the show, it doesn't stay with him. It's not really one that he kind of thinks about and remembers a lot. So kind of good, but slightly unforgettable.
Yeah.
And Joe Manosky said that it was Data walking the line between android and human and hinting at moments of deep vulnerability and true humanity. So, or is it just our imagination? Are we anthropomorphizing him? So, yeah.
Tavona, I love you, I tell you.
Why,
sorry.
What's she saying?
Hey?
Oh, she doesn't like Picard.
No. I found it painful. I winced at every episode.
It's like, you got to watch it because, you know, it's got Picard in it.
It's got to be done, isn't it? You know. But, yeah, so... well, right, so we got that done.
Yeah.
There's an average score. Got the episode. Right. Elorians. Okay, Elorians. So we know...
Connor's explaining her graphic novel. I don't know if that
that's
helps.
Cool.
So it's an autobiography of an Elorian refugee on a quest to re-establish a new homeworld, and then suddenly must save the son of the man who had saved her life. The time frame is mid-23rd century, around the Elorian homeworld destruction, and sort of spanning sort of between Picard and Star Trek Discovery kind of time frames. And she needs help determining some options that flesh out the Elorian race. There's one suggestion: Elorians are genetically pliable and able to stimulate latent introns, which comes from Genesis TNG, leading to capabilities like hindering aging, like resistance to radiation and cell replication in the body. Suggestion 2 is that innately in response to their surroundings, their bodies urge on characteristics from dormant DNA and softly coerce their direction of evolution at a more advanced speed. And suggestion 3 is that Elorians perceive or experience time nearly 15 times slower than humans. Some quite cool ideas there.
There's some really cool ideas. It's much better than anything they had in Picard, where it was just, we can decide to age or not. That's it. And the rest of it was magic. It was just magic. Yeah.
And suggestion 4 is that Elorians, like humans, are on a course of evolution that will affect the Q continuum's habitat, as with time they are trophic species of the same tier.
Right, yeah.
I mean, we already know the Q don't like them. That would probably be a good reason why.
I always wondered, though, so we learn in Picard that the Elorians and the Q continuum had some kind of, maybe not actual war, but they had like a Cold War, like some frosty relationship thing that nearly come to some sort of epic blows, but some common ground was found, like a sort of peace treaty was signed, and for some reason the essence of that was stored in a bottle of wine, something that Guinan then kept. Yeah, don't know. But
suggestion 5 is that Elorians are a similar race to the original fully organic Borg. The Borg took a destructive, obsessive route to evolution, and they became predatorial, but obviously the Elorians didn't. Borg are to wasps as Elorians are to honeybees.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know if the Borg aren't really a species, though, are they? They're just kind of like they're all sorts of species just adopt into their. I don't know what the original Borg. If you look at a Borg, I think it's not a particular species, is it?
I must admit I don't know.
Well, it's a Klingon, or it's a yeah. Well, nobody knows.
Well, yeah,
really.
I know that they obviously did. They do assimilate other species, but how and when that started, that they sort of decided to put nanoprobes in themselves and start connecting with technology and other species, I don't know. But
I think
Sean's saying catch up on your Picard, and it's explained a bit. But I think everybody's watched Picard, so, and like you were saying, that explains the
yeah,
stuff.
it explains a little bit, but just that they had some sort of Cold War. And what I don't get, the point I was making, Maz, is obviously the Borg were a species to begin with that created the technology, but that Genesis species is not the important thing about the Borg.
Yeah.
The thing about the Borg is the technology they created that then started harvesting the rest of the galaxy. Mm-hmm. Where, do you know what I mean? So I don't know if that's really a... one other thing was, I don't really get why the Q were ever really scared of the Elorians. Like, when Q came on board...
She does this
like
thing. She's got some kind of powers.
Like she's doing a Michael Jackson, thriller sort of thing. But what does she didn't? I don't think they don't have any like anti-omnipotence powers or anything, do they? And Q calls her a creature, or a dangerous creature, but we never, even in Picard, it never gets explained why the Q feel that way against the Elorians. I mean, they're long-lived, but apart from that, they were as susceptible to being overrun by the Borg or completely devastated by the Borg as humans or anyone else. So I don't know. That's never really quite... I don't know, tallied up in my brain box.
Yeah. Tavona says that she wants to fix the horrible genie in the bottle concept in the graphic novel. So in her novel, Guinan has always been referred to as the alchemist. And for the Q fear, they actually don't know everything at all points.
Right.
I'm going to imply that they excel at defense.
Yeah, there must be something that they can do. I mean, they're obviously sensitive to time and space and things, because like in yesterday's Enterprise, Guinan could see through the shifts in time. You know what I mean? She was like, this is not right. This is not how it's supposed to be.
And the inference is, so can the Q. And Tavona's saying, like, the big plot spin is that the Q are knowing what the Elorians will become in the future, so they don't like them for the future threat they pose when they become on the same evolution or echelon as them. So the Q won't be like the all-powerfuls anymore, because the Elorians will join them at that level.
And the Q are not necessarily evil or anything. They're not going to, apart from Q himself, who's a bit of a crazy wild card, the Continuum themselves are not going to go messing about an Elorian evolution, but they can see through their omnipotence that the Elorians are going to become Q. I think it's sort of the thing that Q sees in humanity as well in the further future. But that's really interesting, Tamana. Yeah, I like that.
And Tavona says, so they wanted to destroy them early on, so they flung the Borg ahead of their defense, like Q did to the Enterprise when he flung them to the quadrant.
Yeah.
So thinking that maybe they messed with them and sort of put them in jeopardy. That would be pretty harsh of the Q to have done that, though.
Is it? Yeah, it's like the Q, like just go around and like go. Oh, they're getting a bit
Let's
up. They're
expose
getting a bit.
everybody to the Borg.
Throw the Borg at them. Just go around throwing the Borg at people.
Not nice.
Oh, you think you're so great? Here's the Borg.
If you're getting too big for your britches, you know
Borg.
what we're going to do.
Yeah, there's some universe, like, you know, a trillion universe or galaxies, a trillion galaxies away, that are like, yes, we've taken over the whole of galaxy. We're the supreme beings of the universe. And then a Q turns up and goes, Borg.
Borg.
That'd be a great one for Lower Decks, wouldn't it?
Technically, they should go species 8472.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Because even they get the better of the Borg, don't they?
they do indeed.
Yeah, species 8472. Oh.
Guess who's in the middle of watching Voyager again?
Well, guess you are.
Time. I might be, yeah.
You like watch about 5 seasons, different things, you know, at a time.
Not really. I'm just watching that at the moment. But yeah, I did just watch DS9 before I got into that. I just wanted to make use of it all while it's still on Netflix, really.
Yeah, good point.
Hmm.
The other thing, so there's some things that annoyed me about the Elorians from Picard, or the Elorian Guinan in Picard. How come she didn't know Picard when they met in Time's Arrow? I mean, is there a way of explaining that? Or is that just, well, it's just crap, isn't it? So,
Well, Time's Arrow was like
in the 1800s.
back, right? And then when he met her in Picard, that was further along, right?
But she knew, you know, they met in Time's Arrow, and it's implied that, you know, that started their relationship off. But then in Picard, she doesn't know who he is again. And it's like, you met.
Oh, right, yeah.
You met like 150 years ago.
Yeah.
And
I
also,
never really understood how Picard makes a reference to the fact that him and Guinan, it goes beyond family, it goes beyond everything. And he says all that before even Time's Arrow happened. So how does he even know any of that? Because at that point, she's just a bartender on his ship.
yeah,
Did something else happen that they never tell us about?
I don't know. We don't know. And also, if she's so sensitive, like, because the Elorians are supposed to be sensitive to timey-wimey, spacey-wacy things, well, the whole Q bringing all that crew back and changing time and stuff, but she's talking to Picard as though he's supposed to be there in that time and is not bothered by him at all. Whereas she should be going, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. You were from 120 years ago. This isn't right. You know, but no, she's just like, what do you want to drink? Get out of my bar. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, right.
Poor writing.
Sounds like Guinan.
Tavona's saying, like, just back to the Q thing, she's saying about, Sean actually said, so in Stargate terms, the Elorians are like unascended beings that can ascend.
Yes.
And I was thinking in Babylon 5 terms, it's like they go from being one of the younger species to being like one of the immortals or one of the, you know, the older races.
One of the, what they called, were the ones that wear the big suits.
Like the originals, or, like a Vorlon.
A Vorlon. Yeah.
Did you know you have a Vorlon inside you? Sorry, I couldn't have it.
Oh, you just give me goosebumps.
I still want to watch it again. I haven't watched it in ages. We've got to watch it.
You just give me
Let's do a
goosebumps.
Babylon 5 review show. Anyway, and, you know, Tavona's saying, you know, obviously, and then because of the truce, they didn't kill them, and that they're basically, the Q is culling competitor species before they become a threat. Then also agreeing with you about how bad Picard is. It was painful. You have to listen to Nitpicking Nerd. You probably watched that.
Nitpicking Nerds. I don't know
his
Nitpicking Nerds, no.
Oh. Okay, then listen to Nitpicking Nerd.
I watch a lot of Nitpicking Nerds, but
hilarious.
not someone called Nitpicking Nerd. But quite often I watch, what's he called? The Scottish drinker guy. I can't remember his name. But yeah, I do watch a lot of Nitpicking Nerd type people. But no, I will make a note of that. And I'll give him a go.
Oh yeah, and Tavona, sorry, you did say this in your previous messages to me, Tavona. I forgot about this. The other idea is that the Elorians kind of imprint on people, or can imprint on people, that go beyond that goes beyond family and friends, and that in Time's Arrow, Guinan imprints on Picard,
Yeah,
and
just why they're supposed
obviously,
to have that special relationship.
yeah, yeah. But like you say, the whole Picard thing kind of yeah. Anyway, makes a mockery of that idea because she suddenly forgot about him.
Yeah, just I don't know.
Unless she time travel back to but then she would know him either way, right?
Trek Yard
Unless
Junk
it's
Ball.
all
Yeah,
just
I've seen that one. That's
to be
good.
fair,
I
like
like
on
I
the
like Junk Ball.
Trek Yard's Junk Ball.
Trek Yards and Junk Ball.
Ah,
I love Junk Ball. He hasn't made a bloody video in ages. I don't know why. But anyway, we digress. The Critical Drinker. So I watch sometimes if I really want to watch someone take a show apart. He does a really good job of that. But
does he just get drunk and rag on stuff?
well, he doesn't really, but he plays like a Scottish drunk person and just goes to town on why a show's a dumpster fire. But
Someone says critical drinker. I love it.
yeah, he's brutal, but it's very funny. Yeah, I love the Critical Drinker.
Really cool. So I mean, those pretty good ideas all round. I'd say. I mean, you haven't had any major anti reactions to any of those.
Oh, it sounds
suggestions.
great. I mean, I
I think there was.
love a lot
Yeah, I
of
think
some
there was
of those
one
great
you said
ideas.
that you thought made a little less sense, Monty, but out of 6 different options or suggestions, I think most of those seem pretty good.
Yeah, I love I love the way that the way that the Q can see the Elorians as a Q future adversary and don't like it. You know, it's a great idea. Love that.
I mean, their hubris is such that yes, they would react.
Yeah. And in Voyager, we see like the Q. We see a lot more of the Q continuum, don't we? And it's kind of weirdness, and
Having a civil war.
they have a civil war, and they seem like they're in a bad place and not heading. It's not something that's flourishing anymore. It's kind of like waiting for the last of them to die off type thing. In the end, and I think knowing
They're
that
just atrophied. They've done everything.
Yeah.
They've been everywhere. They've lived for so long that they're just omnipotence has become a curse.
yeah,
It's a bit like you get stories about vampires who just don't want to carry on living.
yeah. Yeah, so I think that sounds like a really great idea. I'm going to give Nitpicking Nerd a go. Yeah, he's the Russian equivalent of the Critical Drinker. Well, I've got to give that a whirl.
Tavona says she appreciates input and will be posting graphic. I will be posting the graphic with you guys during production. Oh, do you mean like so we can sort of share some little like tidbits and some images and stuff? Maybe we can sort of show some of the guys on the show.
Yeah, and I've added a TNG review channel to my Discord, and I'm put the Discord link in the video descriptions to these live streams now. So if anybody wants to come and join the Discord, we can always share things in the Discord channel. I think Tavona joined this week. I will be putting the TNG review music in there for you, Tavona, to grab for you to use as you wish.
And did that music come from G-Star or?
No, I think it came from Shutterstock. I've got
okay.
like a Shutterstock with my video editing suite. I've got a Shutterstock premium license, so I think I got it from there. But the thing about Shutterstock is stuff comes and goes, so it's not there anymore. And I've changed the name of the file, so I no longer know what the song was called, and I don't think it's in Shutterstock anymore for me to re-get it. So I hope I never lose this file because I'll be miffed. But yeah,
It is great. It so reminds me of Babylon 5. It's why it's adding to my Babylon 5 hankerings. So yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's been like third season, isn't it? Third season Babylon 5.
Yeah. And there was war. Dum, dum. It's so,
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
Tavona says there's a special character that shows up in her novel that she thinks we will all really like. Smiley Rainbow, super excited to see it. Yeah. She's got a playlist on Spotify, which is a bit like this soundtrack, or what she would listen to while she's writing scripts or drawing, and it's titled "I Am Laura."
Can I just check something though? So the Borg incident with the Elorians, that happened around the time of the Enterprise B launch. Is that right? Because the Enterprise B had to go on a mission to, or was it earlier than Enterprise B?
I mean, when they all got trapped in the Nexus.
Yeah, they pulled people out of the Nexus or something, didn't they? Or there was something about.
She's 2265-ish.
Oh, so it was earlier than that then. So it was earlier, but some of them got trapped in the Nexus, and then the Enterprise B rescued the Elorians from the Nexus. Is that right? Is that what I think that's what I'm getting.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think probably a fishbone timeline diagram would help as well.
But it's quite cool because you can have some characters, and it counts because you've had a number of Elorians now. So you've got Guinan, you've got Dr. Saran. Is it Saran from Generations?
Soren.
You know, who went kind of mad in the Nexus, just wanted to get back and destroy the whole solar system to get there. So they're not completely benevolent. They have the possibility of being destructive people because we can see from Dr. Saran.
Smiler Rainbows found the I Am Laura playlist.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Saran is in the graphic novel.
A timeline, which is great.
Time is the fire in which we burn, Captain. And also, there was a Elorian in Deep Space Nine who used his listening skills to become a trickster.
Yes.
He was like he duped people. He was like a hustler, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he purchased like a luck machine, which backfired on him.
Yeah, he ended up losing everything, didn't he? So there's that guy, whoever that guy was. You could tell he could be in it. He'd have to be a bit younger though, wouldn't he? I suppose. Oh no, what was the other? Because there was a couple of time scales, wasn't there? So we're being in the Borg attack time. And what was the other time we were being in this graphic novel?
Well, it was kind of spanning. So I'll just go back to. Hang on, getting there. Bloody blah. So time frame: Elorian destruction, mid 23rd century, to Star Trek Picard, end of second season, with credits showing images that span to Star Trek Discovery.
Star Trek Discovery? You mean the latest season of Star Trek Discovery? Which is like
further in the future.
Way in the future, like post-Federation.
I don't watch it, but I know that much.
Yeah. Like post-Federation, like the Federation, Starfleet's like pretty much gone. There's like, I don't know, 8 ships left, isn't it?
Spanning to the latest in the future, yeah.
Yeah. Well, just bear in mind that Discovery is like way beyond like post-Federation. Yeah, post-Federation. So yeah, it's way in the future. It's like, I don't know, it's like several hundred years, isn't it? I think.
And I'm guessing, I mean, like Guinan, right? She's what, at least 600 years old or something. So
yeah.
that's theoretically doable, right?
Yeah.
And you get to play about in a time frame that has not yet been written as well. So that gives you a bit more license free license, artistic license.
Who knows how they age though, because she looked exactly the same in the 1800s as she did on board the Enterprise. But then in between those times, in the 21st century, she seemed to de-age about 10 years. And became a lot younger.
Trash.
Eh?
Yeah, well, that can't be helped.
And then a few years after she was on the Enterprise, she grew massively old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's got arranged that Elorians live to a maximum of about 1,800 years.
Right.
But some things happened to her that the Q feared would happen. It's the start of what they feared. So, like, some kind of spontaneous evolution event, or some of the stuff that Tavona's talked about around,
yeah, like,
you know, the gene coercion and the, you know,
Yeah.
so almost like, you know, I guess a bit like in Heroes or whatever, where they say that, you know, humans can suddenly start to like evolve special powers or whatever. So this one's a special one who's a particular threat to the Q.
it could even be linked to the fact that she had the bottle. Because the essence of the Q and their agreement with the Elorians was captured in a bottle and the food that they had at that meeting, which she kept hold of, Guinan kept hold of, and then did a
She
cantation.
passes it on to the main character in Tavona's story.
Well, no, because she actually releases it in
Oh, right,
Picard
okay.
to try to summon the Q to her. She does a cantation and then releases the bottle. But it doesn't work because Q's lost his powers because he's dying. So he felt it, but he couldn't do anything about it. But the fact that she had the bottle all those years and that Q essence around her could have, I don't know.
I think Tavona's talking about her main character, though.
Oh, right. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I believe.
Apologies. Oh, you're.
That's all right.
Yes. Yes, of course it is. Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's probably, anyway.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I might not have, but yeah. He said, I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe.
God, no more bottles.
Glorious lived to a maximum of 1,800 years, but some things happened to the Q that feared what happened. It's the start of what they feared.
It's just
So,
all
yeah.
in a bottle, Tavona. It's just, you got to have a bottle. That's it. It's so simple.
I got the bottle. I am so special.
Yeah. No, you're right. It was awful. So, yeah. Yeah. And ties into Q's death. Yeah. There we go. Wow.
I know it's a bit late now, and quite a few people might have left the chat, but
I think it's just us and Tavona, I think, and Smiler Rainbow. I think.
should we look at next week's trailer, or do you want to leave it to the beginning
No,
of
I'm
next
going to
week?
look at... Who wants to look at next week's trailer? I want to look at next week's trailer. Yeah. We always end
And,
with next week's trailer.
Tavona, are you thinking of coming onto the stream next week? Will you grace us with your presence, or would you prefer to stay in chat? No pressure. Trailer.
Trailer
I want
time.
to see it. I want to see it.
Oh,
On the next episode
Stop.
of Star Trek.
stop. Come here. Let's go.
On the next episode of Star Trek, The Next Generation, passion has its price.
Are you my father?
Why did you not tell me?
A dark past threatens a new generation.
He would be an outcast. Another traitor from a family of traitors.
And when Klingon pride is wounded,
As my son, he would also bear my disgrace.
Lieutenant Worf must defend his family honor on Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Klingons.
On the next episode of Star Trek.
Stop. Hey.
I forgot how little Alexander was.
I know, he was so small, wasn't he?
So cute.
Yeah, he was really cute.
Savannah says she'll definitely come on if she can. That'd be great.
Ah, cool. That'd be good. That'd be really good. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Mazza and Bob, for joining me this evening to talk about Legacy. Thank you, Tavona, for coming in and giving us lots of information in chat and becoming our champion for the night. unprotective sex, and the and the and the
In
outcomes
reference to the Klingons, right?
and the outcomes of Klingon unprotective sex.
Majram, everybody.
Mazram,
Smiling
everyone.
Rainbow.
So
Savannah.
we will see you next Wednesday at 8:00, with hopefully not having to restart the stream again. And we'll see you in the studio. So see you next week. Good night, everyone. Bye.